What's up, YouTube? Take a good long look at these chains. I'm going to have you guys guessing whether or not they're 10 karat gold or 14 karat gold. And a friend of mine is going to join me today. I have a special guest, and she's going to take some guesses on what she thinks about it. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. And without further ado, I'm going to let you take a second look, and then we're going to get right into it. Okay, I have my friend Tawanya with me today.
Hey.
And me and Tawanya are going to go through a little exercise. And I decided to do a video about 10 karat gold versus 14 karat gold. A lot of people claim they can tell the difference between the two just on sight. What do you think about that, Tawanya? Do you think you can tell the difference between 10 karat and 14 karat gold by just looking at it?
I used to think I can tell the difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I can.
Okay. So what are some of the things that you would look for when you're trying to determine which one is 10, which one is 14?
Yeah, so I usually look for the color.
Okay.
And depending on what it is, I'm thinking about the weight, how heavy it is.
Okay. Now these you can't pick all the way up. You can kind of like, if you need to manipulate a little bit here, just because I have them taped down here so you can't see the stamps at the top there and give it away, whether it's 10 karat or 14 karat. But you definitely can see the color there. So that would be, would you say that 10 karat is lighter or darker than 14 karat gold?
I believe 10 karat is lighter.
Okay. Do you believe that 10 karat gold is more durable or less durable than 14 karat
Less
gold?
durable.
Okay. Which one do you think has more gold in it, 14 karat or 10 karat gold?
14.
Okay.
Just because the
it's a higher
bigger.
number.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, that's a good guess. Well, actually, 10 karat gold is harder than 14 karat gold.
Wow. Okay.
And they make a lot of rings out of 10 karat gold for that reason. So 10 karat gold is harder because it has more other alloys and other metals mixed in it. Because gold is actually very soft naturally as a metal. So when you mix other metals with it, it makes it harder.
Okay.
And 10 karat gold has more of those other metals in it.
Well, so
it's harder. But it's obviously, less valuable monetarily because there's less actual gold in 10 karat gold. So, okay, having said that, have you ever bought any 10 karat gold?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you bought 10 karat gold before and you bought 14 karat gold before, right? Now, what determines whether or not you're going to buy 10 karat or 14 karat?
Depends on the type of jewelry. Is it a ring? Is it earrings? Okay. Is it a chain?
So it's more important to you if you like the piece rather than whether it's 10 karat gold or 14 karat gold.
Yes.
I mean, personally myself, I buy what I like the way it looks, primarily. And whether I think I'm getting a good deal on it for what it is, whether it's 10 karat gold or 14 karat gold. Now I have a preference for 14 karat as opposed to years ago when I just didn't want it to turn green. I didn't want gold plated or gold filled. I didn't want something that eventually is going to wear away. I wanted something that was going to last the test of time, wasn't going to turn green on me or anything like that. I wanted something that was considered real gold. So as you know, the minimum standard for being real gold in the United States is 10 karat. Right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Have you ever bought 18 karat or 24 karat?
No, I have not. At least not in the United States.
Okay.
There's like this. Well, at least I've made an assumption that typically, if you're buying gold outside of the U.S., that it's usually a higher carat.
Okay.
But no, not in the U.S. I haven't bought anything higher than 14.
Okay. So I'm just gonna let the audience know that I'm over here. And if you can just give them a thumbs up that you're on this side. Okay, and so I'm just going to go ahead and give you these tents. And I'm just going to show them first. 14 karat on one side and 10 karat on the other. And what I'm going to have you do is, I'm going to give you these.
Okay.
And I'm going to have you, we're going to try to get you to guess whether these chains are 10 karat gold or 14 karat gold. They might all be 10 karat gold. They might be all 14 karat gold. Or it might be some 10 karat and some 14 karat gold. So we're just going to do a little fun exercise to see if, you can figure out correctly which one they are, one or the other.
And I can touch.
Yes, you can touch. Just don't pull so that the little. I have them taped off at the top so that you can't see the stamp on it and give it away. But yeah, you can lift them up like this and kind of feel each one. And I'll just go through each one of them real quick. This is a rope. This is a flat curb. This is a Franco. This is a Franco. This is a rope. This is a wheat chain. This is a heavy link, or some people call it a cable link. There's other names for this too. Franco here and a rope here. You can tell I like ropes and Francos. So
yeah, well, the Francos are nice. I was checking that out.
Yeah, they tend to be heavier. They're not as flashy, but they're very sturdy and durable, and simple. So if you're wearing a pendant, you want the pendant to stand out, and the chain is not the star of the show. You want to wear Franco, but they're heavier. Now with ropes, I give you that classic look. A little bit of flash to it. So okay. All right, now we'll start with which one of these do you like the most out of all of these? Just curious.
This one.
Okay, you think that one's the prettiest one out of all of them? That one suits you the best?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Okay. All right, we'll take some time to think about it and just go ahead and place the tents. No rush either, where you think they ought to go.
All right.
Okay. Now, do you consider that to be easy to do, or there's some where you were kind of on the fence, like, I'm not really sure about that one?
Definitely some I was on the fence about.
Okay. Which ones do you think you're on the fence about?
These two.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, the colors look a little bit different, and I believe that, okay, the 10 carat is usually lighter in its color. But then I'm like, it's not that much off, and it might be because of the style that and the way the lighting is probably hitting it, that it looks a little darker. So that's why I just decided I'll go 14 for both of those.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Before I tell you which one is a right and which one's a not, I'm just going to go ahead and move the camera a little bit to let them get a close-up view.
Yes.
So that they can also play this game at home and maybe write down which ones they think is 10 karat gold or 14 karat gold. But I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Okay.
There we go, folks.
Maybe pan this camera around so they can take a better look. Back where we started here. Let me make sure I get everything in view again. There we go. Let's start from left to right.
Okay.
So this first one, you put 10 carat.
Yes.
This first rope chain. And I actually got this one I bought a pendant from King Johnny's Custom Jewelry in Texas.
Okay.
And he actually threw that in for free with the piece.
Okay.
That's a 10 carat chain. You got that one correct. So, round of applause on that. Yep. That's correct. So, that's 10 karat gold. You can go ahead if you want to actually take that and look at the stamp on it. See for yourself. You'll see it either has 10K or it'll have 417 on it, something along those lines.
Oh, that's what that stands for too?
Yeah,
I see that.
So, 10 karat gold is basically 41% gold.
Oh, I didn't know.
Whereas 14 karat is 58% gold. And if we had 18 karat here, it would be 75% gold, and so on, as it goes up. So, okay, so that one's correct. And this next one, this was actually your favorite one.
Yes.
This one, you put 14 karat gold.
Yes.
That one's actually 10 karat gold.
Whoa.
And I do agree that it is a nice chain. I like the length of it.
Yes.
I like the size of it. It's not too much. It's not too little. It's just right. It's actually pretty light. I think it's about 13 grams or so. That actually, too, light. I bought another piece from King Johnny's.
Oh, yeah.
And he threw that in free with the piece. Wow. So I actually didn't buy that, in and of itself. But, yeah, he sent me a very nice,
really nice
chain with the... And no need to put the tape back if you don't want.
Oh, okay.
So no biggie on that. Okay. So the next one... I actually wear this one the most. I got this one from Jacoji's Fine Jewelry. They're located in California. And I actually wear this one quite a bit. You know, another one that's kind of low-key, you know, but shorter.
Yes.
I mean, back in the 90s, we used to wear the chains really long, as you'll see some of the ones on the right. But now with this shorter style, I kind of embraced it, and I wear this one the most. You put 10 karat gold for that one. That one's actually 14. So I bought that one after I kind of got into, you know, buying 14 karat gold because I got older. I could afford a little bit more. You know what I mean?
And it feels a little heavier.
If you see the stamp on it, I don't know, it should say a 14K on it or what have you on there. But yeah, that's one of my, you know, go-to chains, kind of for everyday wear.
Yeah.
But I do like
nice.
that. I like that size. I'm with you on the size. I like that. That one that you liked was 3.5, 4. That one's 4
yeah, it's
millimeters.
A nice length.
Yeah.
Those two.
Yeah. So the width I especially like, and the length is pretty good too.
And it's also durable. It seems durable.
Oh, that one's very durable. Yep, that particular link. Okay, so this next one, you put 14K. This is a wheat chain. This is the 4th from the left. That's 22 inches. A little bit long. I wore that to go with like a medallion style pendant, like the medallions we used to wear back in the 90s. The African medallion. It's supposed to kind of mimic the necklace that's on that medallion. So I actually never wore that one before. Yeah, I got it a few months ago. Just haven't had an occasion to wear that particular piece. But you put 14K for that one. That one is correct. It's 14K.
All right.
So
I got
2 out of 4, right, so far?
Yeah.
Yep. So good job on that one. And that's called a wheat chain. Not something I normally would buy, but I was just trying to duplicate that medallion from the 90s, and just seemed like the right one to get for that. All right, so the next one we have is it's another one of my kind of frequent ones that I wear. It's a little bit longer than the cable link. You know, so on certain shirts that I'll wear where it has a collar or something, I want it to hang a little bit lower, I'll wear that one. So 14K you put for that one. And that is correct, 14K. So now you got more right than wrong at this point.
So far.
So, and you can, you know, you probably see some kind of stamp on there that says 14K. You can verify that one. But good job on that so far.
And ropes are pretty classic.
Yeah, I like the ropes, and, you know, a little bit of flashy or plain depending on my mood. Okay, and they're good to hang pendants on too because they're round. So like you get these flat links like this one here, it'll fold. You put a pendant on that, it's gonna, you know, fold over. Whereas these round ones, you know, everything just stays in place. The chain doesn't turn over. Okay, so now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're on the 6th from the left, and that's a Franco chain. It's actually pretty heavy too. It's about 77 grams. And it's 24 inches in length, so it's a pretty long chain. And actually I was looking for a 20-inch when I bought that, but the jeweler found that one and he said he could cut it, but I didn't want him to cut it. It was just such a nice chain. I was like, just don't cut it, just leave it. So that you put 10K for that one. That one's actually 14.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Put this back. Look at me, I'm about to knock everything down. Let's verify, folks.
I like that lobster clasp that's on there too.
I was just about to say, this is a really nice clasp.
And that's why I was like, I didn't want him to touch anything.
14,
so I was like, just don't cut it. And,
this
and
is
you
nice.
See the heaviness in it.
Yeah. Like, I like chains that don't kink up.
Yep. I get a lot of comments about these bigger chains being masculine. I don't think they're masculine. I think that's an American standard. You know, you go to Africa or back when there was King Tut and all that stuff, you know. You wore gold, male or female, didn't matter how big the chain was. That's something that society has put on us. Yeah,
I just like gold.
Exactly. So I'm with you. Right, I wear what I like. That's what I have to say. Okay, so now we're on 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 from the left. And this is the longest one. You can tell I bought that in the 90s. Nobody would wear that today. So
90s style is coming back.
Yep. Okay, you put 14K for that one. That one's actually 10K.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a little darker.
And I'll tell you what I spent on that one back in the day. I spent $1,100 on that back in the day. It's worth a little more now because the price of gold has gone up.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a good deal. It has a nice, sturdy clasp on it and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And you could tell they put a little rhodium on it, like they tried to accentuate diamond cuts
I was
on
going to say there's diamond
it
cuts
gives
on
it a
this.
little, it gives it a little different look.
That's nice. Yeah, the light, where the light picks it up, it blings.
But yeah,
Perfect for the 90s.
Yep. When I would scoot up to the table, the pendant would be banging on the table. It got a few dents in it, so way too long for me. I wouldn't buy anything that long again, but good to have in your collection. You know? Okay, so the next one you put 10K on the flat curb. Actually, that was my everyday chain for a long time before I really started spending money on jewelry.
Yeah.
And those are really durable chains. They're cost effective too because they're thin, but they're wide, so you get the look without the heaviness.
Yes.
And it's also good too because if you tuck it under your shirt, you can't see the imprint of the chain under the shirt. You just get a good side neck profile with it. So it's a good chain to have in your collection. You put 10K for that, and that is correct.
Okay.
That's 10 karat gold. So you should see like a 417 or a 10K written on that. And that 417 is 41.7%
Yes, I do.
gold.
Yeah, I see that.
So they'll often put that on 10K chains.
Yeah, I feel like this was a very popular style at one time.
Yep, and those kind of mimic the Cuban link that you see today.
Yes.
So the difference with the Cuban link is usually thicker. It's just not as flat. But it's a good look. Okay, so the next one, most expensive chain out of the bunch. You put 10K for that one. That one's actually 14K.
You said the most expensive chain.
Yeah,
that would make me want to change my answer.
That one's the heaviest out of the bunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I feel it.
I wore that one time.
Oh, wow.
And you just feel like people are staring at you when you're wearing it. So
yeah, it's 14K, folks.
Gotta be watching your step out with that one.
This is nice. It is heavy.
I like that one.
It might
but
be.
That's the
it
one
might actually feels a little heavier than this one.
If people are interested in that one, there's a review on the channel already for that one. Some of the other ones haven't been reviewed. Actually, I don't think I've reviewed any of these other ones. So I'll start reviewing those on the channel at some point. But so far, I mean, the ones that you got correct were the first one. Actually, what we'll do is, I'm trying to think of how to identify the ones that you got correct. Let's see. Okay, so this one you got correct.
Yes.
Let me just make sure I'm not blocking the camera. And then, let's see, this one, your favorite one.
Yes.
You didn't get correct. That's actually 10K. So you know what I'll do? I'll just turn them around to what they really are. The first one's 10K, so we'll leave it. This one is actually 10K. And this one was actually 14K.
And isn't it the rope 14?
And let's see. This one was correct. This one was correct. This one's actually 14K. This one is actually 10K. This one's correct, it's 10K, and this one's 14K. About half right?
Yeah.
Yeah, about half. So that's actually pretty good. But it just goes to show you that you can't really tell.
Yeah,
so when you're buying jewelry,
it.
right, when you're buying jewelry, it's more so what you like. People are looking at it. I'm thinking they're more likely to be able to tell if it's fake, gold plated, or gold filled than whether it's 10K or 14K.
Yeah.
And even sometimes then they can't even tell.
Absolutely,
People
that's
have
true.
fake gold filled or gold plated, you can't tell either. Because some of it depends on the shade of the gold,
Exactly.
Like you'll take, if we separate all the 10K chains, this one actually has a darker look to it.
It sure does. I'm
And
looking
this one,
compared to these.
Right. This one's a darker look. This is very light. This one's somewhere in between.
Yes.
So I really can't tell. This looks like it.
That one's lighter.
Yeah, this one looks like it could be possibly 14 also. You never know. This is actually pretty light for 14K. This rope. It's pretty light in color. Whereas this one has a pretty dark look, I think, to it.
Right,
As does this one. But, you know, I don't think you can tell.
No, just by eyeballing it.
Yeah, and I still wear all of them, you know. Sometimes I wear, the two I wear the most is this one and this one. And it has a lot to do with the length. I probably would wear this one more. If I think if it was 14K, I'd wear it more.
Now, did you say 10K though is more cost efficient, right? It makes
Absolutely. Yeah, a lot of those rappers that you see wearing pendants and chains, a lot of them, they're not gonna say it, but a lot of it is 10K. And they'll spend more on the diamonds to get it to shine, look a certain way.
That makes sense.
Right, so that you would never guess it as 10K, but if, you know, and a lot of custom stuff is not stamped. That's when they get stuff made custom, like those pendants and everything.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't stamp it because it's custom. So you won't know what it is. Nobody will be able to tell. You know what I mean? Unless you would have scratch test it and use the acid test and everything. I have that stuff upstairs, but maybe we'll do that on another video.
Absolutely.
Acid test some stuff, but it's good to sometimes when you get jewelry to test it yourself. Scratch it, put, you know, on the little little plate, and then, you know, put the acid on and make sure it's, you know, what they said it was.
Exactly. Well, when you're mentioning that you bought stuff online, like this came from Texas, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Because I would be fearful that you might get something fake in the
mail.
mail.
Yeah, you got to make sure you first of all, it has to be a reputable source. So it has to be somebody who's in business who doesn't want to damage their reputation by sending you something that's fake. But also, too, you know, you should have things at home where you can get off eBay or whatever to test your stuff and make sure it's, and, you know, use a form of payment where you can make sure that, you know, in case of fraud, you get your money back.
Yeah.
So always pay by credit card, something like that. Never debit, that kind of thing, right? PayPal or what have you. So thanks for doing this little exercise. If there's anything you want to try, anything you want to try on the mannequin, see how it looks.
Yes, my favorite.
All right, let's see. What are you gonna choose?
This one.
Okay, go ahead and put it on. Feel free. Or maybe you can layer them. See which ones look good together. See if we can have you come up with a setup you think looks nice. Now that mannequin's neck is actually similar to mine. It's maybe a 1/4 of an inch bigger. So it'll be fit a little lower on me, or you for that matter, because we have about the same size neck.
Yeah, I like how that looks. See, as far as layering, I'm practically going with similar styles.
Put the Francos together.
Yeah.
So if you had a pendant on that,
that's nice.
If you had a pendant on that, that would be a good look. Because then you have enough room for the pendant on the top one and the bottom one. And the bottom one, if you put a pendant, it would actually hang a little lower because it'll pull it down a little bit. And also the top one too. So that would be a good layer right there.
Yeah, definitely like those two together.
Okay. Or if you want to, you know, you can leave those or put something else with it, or you can, you know, take them off and put another setup on there.
I'm gonna try another setup.
Okay.
This one is nice.
Now, do you like a 2-chain look, or do you like I think I'm a 1-chain person. I'll sometimes wear 2 because I'm trying to get out of my element a little bit sometimes, but I'm more of just 1.
Yeah, most times it's just 1 for me.
Yeah. But the 2-chain, I'm getting a little used to it. Like when you layer it right, you know?
Yeah, that one, I could see doing something like that. Yeah. But in the past, I always only wore 1 chain. Even now, I would say it, most of the time I only wear 1.
And it's like you have to put the bigger one on, or the thicker one on the bottom, it seems.
Absolutely.
And the thinner, shorter one on the top. It seems to fit a little better. I've seen people do it the other way, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yes. It doesn't
look
as good to me.
how I would layer this one.
Now that one would be 4 inches shorter. That one you almost picked up. But
yeah.
That's really
like you could kind of get rid of that, do it that way, but
yeah. Now that's like a 90s style setup. 'Cause it's, kind of long.
Yeah.
Like you see, like, put a pendant on this, it's going to push it down like this, and this is going to be down here like this. So it's going to be more of a V shape. So yeah, but that's an interesting look. That's an interesting look, though.
Very 90s.
Interesting look.
I probably should. Taking this much off. Whoops. Have this one here. And then we have this one here. Rope. This is like traditional classic.
Yeah, that's to put some Adidas, Shelter Adidas on with that, right?
Definitely. Definitely. I like that like as a standalone.
Yeah, you put anything with that is too busy, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be too much,
Yeah. Same with this other piece you have. I think this one here is a standalone
Yes.
too.
I think a lot of these flat chains are standalone. And the beauty of them is that you don't need a pendant.
Yeah.
And if you did put one on, it was just gonna fold. Like you put a pendant on that, it's gonna go like this, which is not what it's designed to do.
Change the look of it,
right. And the good thing about these is you put this flat curb on, and let's say you're at the gym or something, just you're doing something where you're active and you want to tuck it.
Put it in and
you put it in.
good
You're
to go.
at work on some job or something like that, and you're good to go. You see the nice side neck,
Yes.
and but you don't see a lot of bulge going on down here. Whereas if you put something like the rope on, and it's gonna bulge.
Right.
But this kind of lays flat, gives it a nice look. We still see around here, but nice subtle look.
I like that.
Yeah.
And last, is it last? The little skinnier rope.
The little one got for
It's
free.
cute.
Yeah. That's nice, and because it's got little diamond cuts on it, a little glisten here and there, but not too much.
It is. It is nice.
Especially for women like us.
I was going to say, like, you could wear that, look classy.
Right.
Exactly. You're not trying to be too flashy, but that'll work.
Yeah. I like my hip hop look, but I don't need that all the time. Sometimes you might be just in a business environment or,
I'm wondering, can we
something
put
like
this
that.
with it?
Oh.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Not a bad look. It's different.
Not too far as far as the size. This is a little bit larger,
thicker,
but
it's still kind of working.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's different.
I really do like how the lighting is picked up on the little cuts. Did I do all of them?
But what I've learned is that the chain isn't the star of the show. The pendant really is. I mean, unless you're wearing the chain by itself, but
yeah.
So I've learned that the chain doesn't have to be so big. You know? So I think I'm done with the thicker chains.
Yes.
Like I'll scroll back down to the chains. Like a chain this size, I think it's a wrap for anything thick like this for me, or this. I think I'm more gonna stay in. The last several that I bought were this size. I think that's about the right size for me.
Right.
Right in here. That's a little thin for me still. Maybe some days when I want to be subtle, but I feel like this 4mm size is just right, with the thickness. And the length, too, is about right.
This is a nice, I feel like, a starter piece for a young person who's just starting to get into wearing jewelry.
Absolutely.
You get this to try, test it out, see how well they take care of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, I think this is more so like, my niece or somebody like that, first chain or something like that.
Exactly.
It'd be great for her.
Yeah.
All right, Tawanya, well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having
the channel.
Me. This was fun.
We appreciate it.
I like
had
jewels.
A lot of fun with it. Yep. All right, thanks. And YouTube, if you liked the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back with another video. And see you next time.